we saw the movie in Cannes, and I loved it so much that I went back right away just to make sure that I just saw was not a dream. And it was really hard to go back to reality and to the flat 3D of, daily life. It was great to see the movie again, and I'm really glad that you were here with us tonight. I believe that maybe Dennis mentioned that we were able to add a screening for your friends who couldn't come in tonight. And we're opening the movie here next year, so many chances to see it again. And for you to continue experimenting with the vision and the sound. I'm taking my glasses off.
所以他说呢，上次在戛纳看的时候，看了第一次之后，马上又回去看了第二次，因为他觉得说第一次看的时候，觉得自己是不是他在梦里面，他想回去证实一下。然后后来他走出来之后，觉得很失落，因为感觉上他的现实生活变成是很平面的一个3D，所以会觉得说很高兴这次过来。那想讲一下说，就是我们还会再加了一场，礼拜六的时候会再加一场，那一些没有办法进来的一些朋友移民可以还再过来看一次。大概是。
Let's talk about maybe the origin of the film. Did you know originally that you wanted to switch from like 2D to 3D to make it part of the story? Was it the original idea, or can you talk about that a little bit?
那讲一下这个作品的起源，是一开始的时候就想要再把2D 和3D 这样两个部分把它结合在一起，是一开始就有这样子的想法。
对，这想法是从写剧本的时候就伴随在里面了，是，所以结构就是这个样子。
So yes, this is pretty much what I had in mind when I started writing the script, is to have these two components, the 2D and the 3D, since its inception.
And maybe since we're very lucky to have Huang Jue with us tonight, can you talk about the casting and at what point you came into the movie?
那既然有黄觉来，那多谈谈一下就有关选角方面，就会选到黄觉。那什么时候开始跟黄觉合作做这部影片？
其实是我找的导演，是因为我看完那个路边野餐之后，就特别喜欢。当时看完之后，我差点在影院里面痛哭。然后我就满世界的说我想认识Bi Gan，然后有机会就认识了。然后他就说好，我有个角色给你。然后但是我们还没见过面。过了一段时间，他给我打个电话说觉哥，我可以见一下你吗？我说为什么？说你那个角色我越写越多了，可能就会变成一个主角，但是我没见过你，我想见见你。然后他就从上海还是贵州我忘了，就飞到我当时在很长白山拍戏，他就见了我，看了我一眼，说聊了20分钟，说好，我去写剧本去了，就这样子。
So actually, I was the one who sought him out. Right after I saw his first film, Kaili Blues, I was so touched and so moved. I was bawling in the theater. And so I really wanted to work with him, and through connections, I finally found him and then expressed my interest working with him, and he agreed to give me a role in the film. And later on, actually, he approached me again because we never met in person, and he approached me and asked me whether or not I can actually meet you in person. And the reason for it is because since I want to develop this particular role into the main character or the male lead in the film, so I think he traveled or flew in from Shanghai or Guizhou, I forgot. I was shooting a film in Changbai Mountain, and then we met and we talked for a couple of hours, and then he went back and started developing this character for me.
Did you have to do anything specific to convince him to give you a role or the main role in the film?
你需要做一些什么特别的事情，或者是表现什么特别的东西，让他可以把你的这个角色变成是男主角？
没有，他就说是看了我的一些作品，他觉得都不是很满意，但是后面看了我一个广告，广告表现我是个 loser， 然后就觉得很对，就决定。
So no, he didn't ask for anything more than what I gave him, or anything specific. I do think that he saw a lot of my work in the past, and he always think that I didn't do a very good job, wasn't very satisfactory of what I did, until one time he saw this commercial that I made, and I was portraying this particular loser, that he thought that that's exactly what I want with this character.
I guess it's encouraging to see that talent can be seen at any part of a career.
才华是可以在任何状况下，不管是好的坏的，都可以看到的。
Can you talk about maybe the rest of the casting? There's a lot of chemistry between the main characters. So can you, once you cast him, did the woman come after or first, or was there any?
那能不能谈论一下其他的一些主要的角色是怎么样选角的？那是黄觉这个角色先定了以后，才汤唯的角色再进来的，还是换过来，还是怎么样？
应该都是在差不多同时一个阶段吧，因为会抽出时间跟各个演员，因为也要约他们时间嘛。像汤唯小姐就飞去香港见个面，然后。反正大家答应的都很快，然后张艾嘉、张姐也很支持我们年轻的电影人，所以反正都很幸运，只要问他们，都很愿意跟我合作。
So the casting process is actually quite smooth and I won't say easy, but definitely a lot of difficulties. All the people that I asked to join me for this particular project, they agreed immediately. I think for Tang Wei in specific, I went to also the two main characters. I cast them pretty much at the same time. For Tang Wei, I went to Hong Kong to meet with her, and she agreed to participate in this particular project. Silver Chang's also very, very supportive of the film, and just the same way that she always support younger filmmakers. And so I have been very lucky to have this group of talented cast.
可能他们觉得年轻人的进度会非常的快，没想到演员到了剧组以后，就完全是一场漫长的折磨，整整花了1年时间在里面。
I think a lot of them probably thought that it's going to be something that can be shot in a very short period of time, and without knowing that they have been involved in a 1-year-long project from beginning to end in production.
One of the things I really admire in your work, in Kaili Blues and in this film, it's how much of a cinephile you are, but the way you ingest maybe some influences of cinema, like Tarkovsky. You're stealing my glasses. Or Alain René and Wong Kar-wai or David Lynch, but the way you re-ingest it and make it completely your own, and by creating a new cinema environment. So can you talk about your love for other master of cinema, and how you interpret this and make it something that works for you?
那觉得看这部片的时候，感觉到你是一个对电影非常狂热的一个喜爱看电影的这样子的一个导演因为可以看到一些像塔可夫斯基啊、像王家卫啊和大卫林区的一些影响。那么谈到一下，说你自己是对电影这样的热爱是哪些导演或者哪些作品对你来说是有很大的影响，所以可以把他们这些元素把它就是做重新的一些诠释之后，用自己新的风格把它表现出来。
因为在中国，其实那个时候我们看电影盗版很发达，所以并不是太狂爱热爱看电影，而是看电影其实很方便，是学电影很方便的一个途径。
So I do think that I won't call myself a cinephile, just because I do think it's because it's so accessible in terms of the bootleg films in China. And as a film student, I always just watch these films, download from online.
然后今天早上去 CC 就很不好意思。
And now I feel very, very bad, embarrassed to know that I have done that, because I actually now have interaction with the people who actually make the real and not bootlegged DVDs.
然后像好多那些很经典的导演，大部分的时候都是他们告诉我，好像你的电影像塔科夫斯基，或者你的电影像王家卫导演，我自己回去看一下，好像是这样，就是因为我们。
I didn't realize that I actually have a lot of people sense that kind of influence I had from Tarkovsky or from Wong Kar-wai. It's not until they mentioned that to me, and I look back on the films, and I do see what they are talking about, and in terms of the influence from them.
所以可能我自己不会首先想到这些，但是他们肯定会对我都产生影响。那些我看过的碟的那些导演。
So I definitely don't think that I'm intentionally trying to, or consciously trying to use whatever elements that I have seen, or trying to emulate their styles. And I think everything just come up very naturally, organically, because of the fact that I have been watching and absorbing these bootleg DVDs.
然后我特别希望别人说我像周星驰，我的电影像周星驰的电影，但是从来没有人说过，这一点就比较失望。
I always hope that people would look at my film and think that it looks like a film by Stephen Chow, and it never happened, and I'm very disappointed.
The film is also completely your own universe, so it just once, like someone like me, I see a lot of movies, so I recognize sometime the beginning also, not really the influence. It's not at all copying. I can see that you love cinema, but you make it your own. And I'm sorry I didn't have the right references for you.
他说看着你那电影，觉得你有自己的一个宇宙，自己的一个语言，然后也不是说你在拷贝或者在模仿他们这些，只是觉得说你好像有这样子的一些影响，然后把自己东西诠释用自己的方式诠释出来。那也很抱歉没有觉得你的电影像周星驰一样。
I know it's late, and I'm sure you also have questions for the guests. So we have microphones? We do, yes. So there's a question right there. The microphone is right behind you. Right there, yes.
黄觉先生你好，然后毕赣你好。我是从10年前就关注黄源先生的那个新浪博客开始，然后一路看您长大，然后我觉得特别感动，就是您终于创造自己的美学。我觉得这个电影终于非常符合您的气质。其实我跟毕赣导演想的是一样的，然后非常感激您，然后也感激毕赣导演，就是我在看电影过程中还有一次冷泪盈眶的那种感觉。然后我想提2个问题，一个是因为从路边野餐包括到这部电影，您都有很多台词是具有很多诗意的那种感觉，还有文学性。我想请教您怎么看待文学性文学和电影的关系，就是是否电影中您的电影一定要借由文学来构造，或者对。然后第2个问题是，因为中国从第5代导演、第6代导演，他们都有一个比较明确的，就是对时代问题的一个回应。但是我在您电影里看到的是更多贴近人本身的情感和回忆的那些东西，所以我觉得就很感动。想问您，是否觉得我们已经不需要再去一定要面对一个时代的问题，然后就是可以更回到一种个人化的创作，就是这样。
I will not repeat the question.
I guess I have to, right? So I first want to really tell the Huang Jue, the main characters, how appreciative of his works, because he has been following him for the past more than 10 years, starting from the blogs, from the production from online. And also I agree with the director's interpretation or the appreciation of his just performance, and really see him as a great character to have in the film. So the actual question is about Oh, by the way, also to give compliment to the films, really bring tears to her eyes. Now, the question is about in terms of a lot of the use of poetries or poetic moments being built and being established in these two films, including Kaili Blues and also Long Day's Journey into Night. So I want to know whether or not there's a connection between how you see the connection between literature and films, and how are they mutually influential, and how are you seeing the connection between both of them? And the second question is that for the fifth and sixth generation directors, they tend to opt for sort of state of nation narrative, talking about the issues of the era Chinese people, Chinese society are facing, rather than focusing on the emotional aspect and the character-driven narrative. So whether or not this is something that more directors should do to make individual films that focusing more on the characters and the emotions, human emotions, rather than trying to make some type of social commentary based on the state of the nation.
没忘。第一个问题是文学和电影，第二个问题是时代。然后先回答第二个问题吧。然后我觉得，因为回馈作为一个导演要去表达那个时代是需要巨大的能力的，我没有这个能力，所以我只能拍成这个样子。这第二个问题。
So I'm going to answer the second question first. I do think that for a director to capture that kind of state of nation, an era of a nation, is something that you need a lot of talent and a lot of ability in order for you to capture that. And I don't think I'm quite there yet, and therefore I have no other options but to focus on more of the emotions and about individuals' character-driven narrative.
然后第一个问题是文学和电影的关系，就是我在创作电影的时候，可能从来不会考虑这些问题，就是关于文学的，包括写的诗，所以我老是说写的那些诗都和那些非主流发的什么空间啊、什么微信没有什么两样，那只是一种条件反射，或者说是叫什么新陈代谢。然后最早用诗介入到电影里面，原因很简单，因为它免费，是我自己写的。然后那个时候素材很庞杂，拍的也不好，所以诗可以让我的电影联系起来，把它们剪在一块儿。那是最早，那是一种误区。然后慢慢发现，确实诗和电影是有关系的。然后我就开始试图的去在野餐里面去表达它。我甚至把诗的桥段也用成了电影的段落，后来发现也挺没意思的，所以这一次我就把诗减少了很多。好多人我在拍野餐的时候，好像告诉我说诗意不一定是要用那么多诗，我说我知道啊，但是诗意也可以用那么多诗。不知道回答了这个问题没有 ？OK， 好。
So I don't really think about the connections between literature and films when I'm writing scripts of developing films. And to me, it is something just happened out of necessity, out of a reflex. That's something I do. And I do think that if you really think about the short film that I put together, I use a lot of poetry in them just because, for one, it's free because I wrote those poems and I actually put them into the films, not only the short film but also the first feature film as well. And not only that, I also see that as a very good way to somehow put together a structured narrative using poems as a way to create that kind of transitions. I had this particular short films, I didn't really know how to connect the narratives, and I thought that maybe I can utilize poems as a vehicle and as a tool to create that kind of transition. And it worked for that particular film, and I thought that maybe I can repeat that for my first feature film, Kaili Blues. That's why I use a lot of poems as a transitional components to build the structure that I had in Kaili Blues. And then I find it a little bit boring after using poems as transitions. I thought I need to do something different. That's why when I do Long Day's Journey into Night, I decided not to use and utilize as many poems in them. So when people watch my first feature film, Kaili Blues, because of the abundance of poems in them, in it, they tend to say that you can't be poetic without using poems. And I said, I know, and of course, and now as a director, I'm trying to find other ways to be poetic without using poems, and I'm still in the process of exploring other ways.
There.
毕赣导演你好，我想就很快的问您一个问题，就是在您的电影里头，似乎水好像是一个很重要的意象。就不管是上一部《野餐》里头，感觉您塑造了一个很湿润的凯里，然后这部电影里面，就是我看到有2个镜头，就不管是那个黄觉先生跟汤唯先生在那个池子边的那个对话，然后以及就是前后有2段水草里头的表演，水草的镜头，就让我想到好像塔可夫斯基的《飞向太空》里头有非常类似的镜头。我就想请教您一下，您对这个水的意象在您的电影中有个什么样的诠释？因为我其实没太看懂。谢谢。
So the question was that there seems to be a lot of water elements in these films, including Kaili Blues and Long Day's Journey into Night. In Kaili Blues, it seems very humid, very wet. In this particular one, there are a lot of scenes with 2 characters by the pool of water, or the plants and the vegetations in the rivers, and those images keep repeating and being reprised again and again. So we'd like to know whether or not it symbolizes something, and what does it, as a director, want to convey with the water element.
那我就想一个最简单的方法，能让你明白的。你看不看动画片？然后动画片里面，你看塑造角色，我就是那样的思维。就比如说汤唯，就是他是水的属性。然后张姐是火的属性，然后那个白猫这边英文叫野猫，它是风的属性，就很像动画片里面的每个战士一样。所以有汤唯出现的地方会总是有水，然后我觉得水不只对电影重要，水对地球本身也挺重要的，很正常。
So I'm going to give you a very simple answer. Do you watch animations? And if you do, you should know that there are certain characters or certain, avatars or characters that they're built based on certain elements. And so for me, for this particular film, Tang Wei, the female lead, is the water element, whereas the Silver Chang's character is the fire element, and the Wildcat character to me is this wind element. So whenever you see Tang Wei on screen, then there will be water around her, and that's pretty much the way I interpret these different elements in my film. And I do think that water is very important, not only for films, also for our Earth. And it goes without saying.
And the person there, right? Yeah.
导演你好，我想问一个问题，就是我上一场回去之后，在网上看到有人说，就是看电影的时候不知道前半段是2D，所以戴着3D 眼镜看完了整场，就觉得这个前半段啊特别暗，后来才知道前半段是2D，所以我就想问一下，这个片子在中国公映的时候，你 就是这个事情可能不由你做主，但是我想知道，如果由你做主的话，你会不会想要给观众任何形式的观影提示，还是想要让他们自己去摸索这个事情？
So last time, when I had the first screening the other day, 2 days ago, the opening screening, I read that someone actually posted online saying that they didn't even know that it was 2D for the first part. And they had their 3D glasses on throughout the whole film. And they realized they didn't know why the first half is so dark because they were wearing their glasses. And then it's not until the second part they're starting to realize that this is a 3D film. So in terms of if you have Chinese major release, will you actually have some kind of, I guess, hint or some kind of suggestions and disclaimers, so to speak, that or instructions in the beginning of the film in order for the audience to understand when to put on their 3D glasses?
非常感谢你问我这个问题，因为这个问题就是为什么我这么失落的原因。因为我们这个版本本来我前面会有字幕的，但我这个字幕不见了。就字幕就是我上台说的那句话，就是这不是一部 3D 电影，但请在合适的时机戴上你的眼镜。然后还做的挺可爱的，是一个框，红色的、蓝色的，还有副眼镜的图标，但它不见了，你知道吗？所以我现在也挺郁闷的，就为什么它不见了。
And thank you so much for asking these questions, because the reason why I feel a little lost and a little sad and a little bit frustrated right now is because exactly that. The film's supposed to come with an intertitle, and that intertitle card will state exactly what I said to you in the introduction. This is not a 3D film, but feel free to put on the 3D glasses along with the male lead character at the right moment. And we designed it in such a cute, funny, humorous way with, the red colors and blue colors and pointing the 3D glasses and when you should use their 3D glasses. So it is what it is, but I hope that this will not happen again. But I just want you to know that that's the reason why during the first screening, people didn't know when to put on the 3D glasses.
I want to continue on this. When I saw the movie the first time, we got into the cinema, we're given the glasses. People seem confused. They put the glasses, they take them off, they put them back, they take them off. And then the credits come, but we still don't know when it's coming. And that's great. That's actually great because you get into the film and suddenly it clicks, oh, I'm following the character. When I saw it again, we were really instructed what to do. And I think you lose the mystery and just like trying to get your own sense of owning the film. So I know some people will get confused even with instruction. And I have to say, but making it yourself, this was just an incredible experience for me. So don't feel too sad.
他说他第一次看的时候就是没有这样子的一个告示，那很多人都不知道怎么样就是在什么时间把这个眼镜戴上去，所以呢他觉得反而更好，因为你会跟着必须要寻找什么时候就要跟随这个主角把这眼镜戴上，或者是什么时候把这拿下来都不知道，在未知的状况下反而更投入了这部影片。那第二次的时候他再去看的时候就有这样子的一个告示，就是说这是你要在什么时候戴上这个眼镜，他反而觉得这样子第一次的感觉他比较喜欢。那所以跟你说是其实就有两个不一样的感觉，然后你也不用太伤心，不用太失落。对，
我觉得如果是100个人的话根本不用做什么提示，因为大家会有各种各样的举动。但如果是100万人的话，是1万个人的话就非常的糟糕，因为很混乱整个电影院。
So I think if we only have 100 people or audience in the screening room, it should be fine, and people will somehow see each other and refer to each other when to put on the glasses. But if we have if we have 1 million people worldwide trying to watch this film without knowing what's going on, then I think it's going to be very, very chaotic.
因为我并不想引起恐慌。
I don't want to create that kind of chaotic and anxiety-driven situation for all the viewers.
然后我希望带起眼睛这些动作是一个非常甜蜜的大家共享的一个动作，而不是一个哗众取宠的动作。
And I really want to have this particular act of donning or putting on 3D glasses in synchronization as a very sweet moment that we can all share collectively in a theater.
We have time for a couple more questions. À gauche, c'est qui? C'est vous? Ah. Okay, well, we'll have, okay, the microphone needs to come to you, so we'll do this one and then we'll go to you. Okay?
Bi Gan 老师和黄觉老师好，我想请问一下，就是那个我注意到后面很长一段都是一个长镜头，然后这个长镜头大概拍了有多少次？就是您对长镜头有什么执念吗？因为我在路边野餐里面也看到了，就是有一样的。然后第二个问题是想请问一下黄觉老师，对于讲贵州话，就是会觉得很困难吗？就是您在事后看自己演这部电影里面，就是对于讲方言这一个 part 会有什么就是感想吗？对，就这样。
So there are two questions. The first one is that for the long take, one long continuous uninterrupted long take, how many times that had they tried before they actually get what they want? And what's the intentions and the meanings of this particular long take? And the second question was about for the actor, for Huang Jue, about the Guizhou dialect that he spoke in the films. And now when he looked back on this particular character speaking in this particular dialect, how does it make him feel? And is this a very challenging process for him to pick up on that?
我注意到你的手机壳写的是不接受批评，然后我接受批评。我觉得我对长镜头是没有执念的，只不过它是一个很惯性的思维，在对于一个创作者来说，所以我下次我不用了，我接受批评。
So your cell phone cover says, "I do not accept criticism," and unlike that particular statement, I do accept criticism. So to me, I don't really. There's not a statement that I want to make by making this particular long take in this particular way. It's just something I think it's necessary for the structure of the film. And I do accept criticism. If this is something that I should not do, I will not do it again in my next film.
因为不止你，我剪辑师也跟我投诉了好多次了，所以。
And it's not just you. My editor also complained about the fact that I have this one long take at the end.
然后长镜其实拍一共分成拍了2次，每次准备都会花很长的时间，因为有演员的时间，有整个团队的时间。然后我记得第一次是拍了三条的样子，然后每一条都失败了。然后第二次拍了5条，第二次是隔了几个月以后，拍了5条，最后2条是可以用的。
到我是吗？
So in terms of the actual long takes, we did it 2 times in terms of 2 shooting production days. And we did a lot of preparation before for the actors, for the teams of crew members to really get this right. And these 2 times, they are months apart. For the first time when we did this, we did 3 takes. All of them failed. We didn't finish everything that we planned to do. It is not until months later we tried the second time and we did 5 takes. And out of those 5 takes, 2 of them, the last 2, we successfully completed every single task and every single scene that we designed and intend to have in this particular long sequence.
到我了是吗？ 之前我跟毕赣说，我说我会说贵州话，其实我不会，我骗了他。后面他决定让我来演的时候，后面的给了一封信给我，他自己写的信，说让我录下来，就是说贵州话，我就念了一遍，他就很崩溃，然后就请了个老师，然后后面我发现贵州话挺难学的，后面我学了2个月吧，就每天就看到那老师，我就想把他杀了。
So at first, when he approached me and asked me when I speak the Guizhou dialect, I lied. I said I speak Guizhou dialect, and it's until later on that when we trying to start before the productions that he asked me to read that letter I wrote him saying that I do speak Guizhou dialect, and then I couldn't, and he was so shocked by how bad my Guizhou dialect was. So I started the process of learning this particular new dialect, and then we had a dialect coach, and I practiced for 2 months, and then every time I see this dialect coach, I just want to kill him because it's really a lot of work.
And we have time for one last question. Yes.
It'd be very simple and sweet, I hope. I'm a Westerner, and I'm wondering the 2 colors that jumped out of the film were the green dress and the red jacket. Why not other colors? I mean, is there a special Chinese significance to the green and the red?
所以问题说有关于颜色的这个问题，那它是一个西方的一个观众的角度来看，想了解说是不是有一些中国对于这2个颜色是不是有特别的含义？为什么会有这个像绿色和就是绿色的那个洋装和红色的这个外套啊？夹克为什么会用特别选这个颜色？为什么不用其他的颜色？有什么样含义？
在法国回答的是因为像希区柯克那个迷魂记里面也是绿色的，但实际上我在写剧本的时候是一个非常简单的思维，因为在贵州有很多绿色的山，然后她又是一个经常消失的女人，我觉得她消失的办法就应该是她的颜色和那些空间和那些山的颜色叠化在一起，虽然发现后来没什么用，但是这是写剧本最开始的一个方法。
So when I was in France at the Cannes Film Festival, when people asked this question, I mentioned that it's because one of the inspirations that I got is Vertigo and by Hitchcock, and it's this very green tinged tone to it. So I think other than the reference to Vertigo, I also remember that at the beginning of my writing stage for the script, I thought about this particular character in this particular environment, Guizhou, which is very mountainous, and then of course the backdrop will be very green. Since the character is someone who frequently disappears, and I thought that it will be a good idea to actually have her in a green dress so that he can blend in and disappear frequently, and I hope it works.
I think that's all we have time for tonight because, we're actually closing the cinema at midnight. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much.